Hi there boys and girls, this is Edge. I'm wanting to make a bit of a rant video and a bit of my opinion on the recent Iron Banner event, which has been Rift, and a couple of the features like the matchmaking and a few of the issues that I have found with it. A few disclaimers: though it is a bit of a rant, I don't hate Destiny. It's just a bit of feedback that I feel that needs to get off my chest. I've enjoyed the Taken King recently. I got back into Destiny with N7 Kate and Dante, and it's just my general feelings of how it's been with this new sort of gameplay and a little bit of the matchmaking, and what problems I've had come up with it. So without further ado, what is Rift? Rift is a gameplay mode that has recently been used instead of the traditional clash or control from the Iron Banner. The idea is you have two rifts, one on either end of the map with the team members, and you have a spark in the center which periodically appears for a team member to grab, who then becomes the runner. Then the idea is that runner then runs to the enemy opposing spark to ignite it and gain points. It's a very team-based game mode, which is fantastic. It's a really fun mode. I would recommend giving it a go, but there is a small problem with it. If you are a solo player like myself, who has enjoyed the content from this game on a solo basis, it's not an ideal mode for the initial players. Now that's not to say that that's a main gripe. I mean, a lot of players have formed parties using many apps outside of Destiny to create a unique team able to do this mode, but I feel that that's already a negative in my opinion. Why is it that you need to go outside of the game to build a team when, you know, if you're playing solo, when you're playing solo, it automatically gives you a sort of disadvantage. The game encourages you to work together in order to get the spark, and good team coordination is crucial. Another bad point that I have found with this doesn't really help is the new matchmaking. Bungie introduced a matchmaking mode. Unfortunately, I believe it was to have better connections, but what's happened is that when I've joined a game, the game's already been a losing match. It's been a game where literally you've got really hardcore good teams built, which again, it's not their problem, it's a problem that I found with it, and as a result of this, you don't really get to win very often. Now again, you still get gear if you lose, which is understandable, but if you want to level up your ranking in the Iron Banner to get to rank 5 or to get the better loot, it makes it very hard and tedious. A lot of the bounties that you get in the Iron Banner requires you to have a win. So again, here's a problem: if you are joining into a game and you have to get bounties that win, and you're not winning, what would be the knee-jerk reaction? A lot of players quit in mid-game. So in that situation, that means that whatever game I'm joining, there may have already been several people who have already quit because they can't get that winning bounty, which already makes it again a massive disadvantage to those who have already formed, rightly so, a well-built team. I must have spent a good several hours with N7 Kate and N7 Dante literally trying to get at least one win, and most of the time that I managed to able to get up to even rank 3 or 4 by a lucky win, or even just by completing bounties that didn't require me to have a win. I feel that at the very least, if you were going to build use a new gameplay mode for the Iron Banner, it should have been with bounties that didn't require a win. That may have been things like earn 1,500 points or 2,500 points within the end of a match, or again defeat several Crucible Guardians using several weapon modes. Experiment a little bit more with the bounties, or even at the very least give us some sort of reduced rep in order to sort of compensate. Again, like, it's an experiment that hasn't worked well. I mean, if Rift does come back in the next Iron Banner, I might give it a pass. I managed to get to rank 5 in the end, but that was some severe grind and some severe lucky wins. And I'm not saying that I'm a bad PvPer or a good PvPer. Myself and N7 Dante and N7 Kate were able to get like kill streaks. We were getting the top of the chart of the winning team or the losing teams. It just didn't matter. You could have a very well diverse, skilled team, but if you've not got that communication behind with the other members, you're just not gonna. You can let yourself down really badly, and unfortunately, Destiny isn't known for its matchmaking in terms of being able to have a way of being able to form a team. If you look at, like, say, the raid content, or you look at, say, the other group-based sort of battle content, even Tales of Osiris, you need to have already formed a well-diverse group. And a lot of that content, especially for me, is unavailable because a lot of the people I used to play with, or a lot of people who I know, are friends from where I live. So finding or being able to create teams is something that Destiny is lacking, and the fact that you have to go out and form these groups via apps or via Reddit outside of the game, to me is a negative. Again, I know I've already mentioned that twice now, but the experience was terrible. I've never raged so much in my entire life recently, just by trying to, do well in this mode. And if it's a grind and it's not fun, it's not worth doing. And it got to the point where I had to just walk away from the mode. I'm sure a lot of people have enjoyed the mode, and for those who've enjoyed it, please leave feedback, because again, it's one of those things I like to be able to have a discussion or a sort of at least, of opinions. It's good to get sort of a debate about the various aspects of that. But for me personally, the mode was a living hell to a degree. But again, for those of you who enjoyed it, fantastic. It's good that you may have been able to enjoy it. I personally didn't, and I hope that at the very least, if they do bring back this mode, it's at the very least maybe with some tweaks to it, especially the matchmaking. Maybe the bounties, or maybe even changing to a different mode again. I mean, again, I've definitely enjoyed Destiny. I've definitely enjoyed a lot of the content, and I've enjoyed coming back to the game with N7K and Dante. It's just that this was such a shock to the system. I might not sound as angry as I would have been. I have had some time to just sort of think back and be a bit more calm about it. And again, I apologise if I've come off a bit vague or maybe contradicting myself. It is taking some experience having to record this. So I'm hoping at the very least, if I do any more rants or if I do any more feedback on these sort of things, I'll make more sense, or I'll sound a bit more confident. But thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for listening. And I hope I have not offended anybody. But again, this was such a ball ache. But again, have fun with the game, and hope to see you around. And thanks for listening. Goodbyes.